Well, I told you guys. I told you. Oh, TK, your sources are wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I told you that the Chinese were trying to buy Chrysler, Dodge, and maybe one other brand. Now we know what the offer was, and now we know why Carlos Tavares is admitting it. SEC investigation. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I've talked about the SEC looking into Stellantis before, but this comes off the backs of shareholders basically claiming that Stellantis was not meeting their fiduciary responsibility. You got law firms all over the country trying to sue the brakes off Stellantis. And I think when the numbers come out from this potential BYD deal, somebody could go to jail or never be allowed to hold a position at a company like this ever again. And what I mean by that is BYD offered such a substantial amount of money for not just Chrysler. We now know that Dodge and Lancia were all going to be packaged together and sold to the Chinese. There's a reason why it's been reported widely, and we broke this story. And I'm going to put it up here for you. I just saw this over on Mopar Insiders. Yeah, Carlos Tavares admitted it. And we broke this story well over a month ago. We were the first ones talking about it, as inside sources in the company were feeding me physical photos of executives. I didn't know who they were at first. I had to run them through and see who they were. And seeing who they were, I was like, wait a minute, that dude's the chief financial officer for BYD. Why the hell would he be at CTC? Well, come to find out, now we know why. Looks like their financial officer probably was coming there looking at books, maybe looking at financial information. We had other people that work on coming up with different models and brands, going to Brampton, Windsor, and a bunch of other manufacturing assembly plant facilities for Stellantis. And now it's come out. Carlos Tavares has admitted it. Well, why would he do that? Well, as I said at the beginning of the video, the shareholders are suing them right now for neglecting their fiduciary responsibility. Now, yes, cutting off the engines that made you the most amount of money and made you billions of dollars quarter after quarter, that'd be a bonehead move. Going fully electric against the advice of executives that have been in this industry for a long time in North America would be a bad move. To the point that Morrison retired, Kuniskis retired, other people said, F this, we don't want no part of it, we quit. Stellantis is in trouble here. The amount of money BYD offered for 3 brands, 1 in Europe, 2 here in the United States, which would allow them to get by the tariffs. I know that they're building a factory in Hungary or an assembly plant in Hungary or whatever it is now to get past the EU tariffs, but owning American brands, no tariffs. You can make all the cars you want here and there'd be no tariffs. And the Chinese knew that. To them, they could overpay for those brands. And BYD made an insane offer. Now, there's 2 reasons why Stellantis turned that down. One is Stellantis wanted a partnership similar to probably with like Leap Motor, right? They didn't want to divest the brands completely. BYD wants to own them outright. The facilities, everything else. They don't want to be like a GAC partnership or a Leap Motor partnership. They just want to do their own thing here in America. We all know that. So then come down to people that work at the assembly plants start reaching out to their Congress people. We've covered that here too. I've posted those letters from Congress, and the first one was like a robo letter, like they didn't know what was going on. But then magically that same congressman responded with a much more precise letter the second time, because one of their staffers probably looked at it and went, "What? What?" And guess what happened? I guarantee you a couple of those congressmen staffers made phone calls to Stellantis, and they got spooked. But still, they negated their fiduciary responsibility to present the offer for how much money that was to the board and to the shareholders. They didn't do that at all. And I think that's part of the reason that Tavares is admitting this in public now. Why is he admitting it now? Last month, what did they say? Oh, no, yeah, nobody's contacted. What did they say? What did both of them say? Tavares is a liar. He's done this over working conditions, other stuff in the past. Oh, we're going to keep these brands for 10 years. Now they got till 2026. No, BYD never contacted us. No, we have no negotiations with them. To now you admit it on the record. God, this has got to be the most ass-backward company I've ever friggin' seen run. How this guy is still the CEO blows. I could get a friggin' third grader and put them in there to do a better job than this guy. This is absolutely asinine. So what happens now? Well, BYD is still interested. Stellantis is in serious financial trouble. Any coincidence that all of a sudden they're looking at maybe divesting some of these brands in 2026? Nope. I think they are watching closely to see what happens in the upcoming November election. And I think depending on how that goes, depends on whether Stellantis offloads 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of the brands or the brand plates that they have in the United States to a Chinese company. It is no secret to me that Carlos Tavares is in the Chinese government's pocket. From Leap Motor to, as you'll see in a video later today, of them arguing against Chinese tariffs. It's the wrong way to go. Why are you saying that, Carlos? Are you intentionally trying to bankrupt your company? They're a great negotiation tool, or a great speaking tool. But yet, you don't want tariffs on Chinese vehicles in Europe or the United States. Huh. What a shocker. And you denied. You had your spokespeople deny. We're not talking to any Chinese companies. We're not selling any brands. Nobody's contacted us about the brands. Liar. Exposed. Busted. You had to come out and say it. And the other reason why they're coming out and saying it now is because guess who's sniffing around? All these shareholder lawsuits. Yeah, the government's coming around. The SEC's going, you had an offer for how much? You think Twitter wanted to sell to Elon Musk? No. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholder. If somebody comes in with an offer that's insane, they have to take it. The only other thing that can block that is if a government was to shut it down. But they have to present it. Stellantis didn't present the offer to the board or the shareholders. That's what's going to bite them in the ass with the SEC. And they are going to get fined up the ass. Because it's a lot of money. And the shareholders have got screwed. Stock goes down every single day. Consistently going down. It's what, $13.08, 10 cents, whatever it is right now. I thought this was newsworthy, and I just wanted to, this wasn't also me just tooting my own horn, but toot, told you so. Told you this over a month and a half ago. My sources are air friggin' tight in the executive side of this company. When I tell you guys about layoffs or that more layoffs are coming or people are getting cut, I know about it before they even put out warn notices or talk to the different people at the UAW. When they're talking about cutting a brand or cutting a product, I hear about it months in advance. And then I do the videos and then you guys are like, nah, what are you talking about? Right, I'm right again. Sorry. Sucks. Because I know if the Chinese did get a hold of Dodge and Chrysler, that's it. That's it. The fact that Stellantis, they also are going to get in trouble over the Frank B. Rhodes offer. Not just the BYD offer. Because Frank B. Rhodes has made in his latest posts that he has billionaires backing him as an offer to take over Chrysler and Dodge. The fact that they're not actually talking to him and presenting any offer to the board or to the shareholders is also going to get their ass in trouble. Now, to be fair, Frank has to make a formal offer. He should have to send them a dollar amount he's willing to pay for those brands. And I implore him to do that expeditiously before one of these Chinese companies does it. Because I'm telling you right now, if somebody wins that's, pro V8 in November, I could see those vehicles, I could see one or two of those brands being sold before January. Just saying. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to hear about stuff in the automotive industry before anybody else does. Because this is what I do. Till next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm going to sip my coffee with my pinky out. Maybe drop a little Hennessy in here. And stay petty, my friends.